Peace to the world. We are in the new Black Wall Street. Yes, I said new Black Wall Street inside of Star Status, which is a store that represents athletics and inner me.
Welcome to Star Status store. It is the home of inner me and athletics. Inner me is all about crystals, crystal jewelry. We customize the jewelry in the store if you want us to. We have bracelets, earrings, necklaces, and then with athletics, we have the world's first conscious sportswear brand.
Created sports logos and put it on sports apparel. So you can see right here, we have Mansa Musa on the basketball shorts. We also have the ancient Egyptian Kemetic Herus on football jersey, tackle twill, captain's tag, heavyweight mesh, all quality material, authentic sports apparel. And y'all come see us at the new Black Wall Street Star Status store on Choctaw Street. Peace.
Queen Elizabeth II died, quote, peacefully Thursday afternoon at Balmoral Castle, the Queen's privately owned property in Scotland, surrounded by her family, according to a statement from Buckingham Palace. Fans of the royal family gathered outside Buckingham Palace on Thursday to show support for the monarch. A double rainbow could be seen over the palace.
Television created these milestones of her monarchy. The first coronation to be televised and indeed watched by millions around the world. It was the first great global television event. So somebody at the BBC convinced them to do a documentary film that was called The Royal Family. It was the first real glimpse of them in their family environment. And unfortunately, instead of it being sort of this candid and warm milestone in television history, what it actually did was sort of break down
Yes, indeed, family. That there was a commercial that you just saw for a lecture that we have coming up tomorrow, mañana, right? With our good brother Al-Kibalon 44. That lecture is entitled Receipts with a Sweet Technique. Receipts with a Sweet Technique, all right? And his brother right here is going to come through as a master student turned master teacher, and he's going to show and prove the prophecies that he has already predicted in his previous 3 lectures that he did with us earlier this year. So shout out to Al Kibalon, the Dawn 44. Go to KTL University for tickets. All right, KTL University for tickets right there. And the link should be in the bio. First and foremost, I just want to say peace, love, and light, and welcome to everybody to this special episode of KTL Radio. How is the audio and how is everything on the sound? How are we sounding? I'm not going to be utilizing the sound effects tonight. We just chopping it up. You know what I mean? Let me know how we sounded. Somebody said that they don't. Did you see that? Did you see that clip with the unroyal family that I had in a commercial for the Al-Kibalon lecture? You see how weird they look? You see how alien they look? You see the video of young. I'm gonna play it again before the show is over. She looked like a straight lizard. You know what I'm talking about? She looked like a straight lizard. Okay, so the audio is good. All right, let's do roll call. Let's see who is in the building. We're gonna do what we do on Know the Ledge, and we're gonna do the roll call. Let's see who's in the building. Let's see who's tapping in, and then I'm gonna bring in and open up the lines. I have guests in the building. I have some distinguished gentlemen, some distinguished guests. We have a lineup, a pantheon of some powerful people to speak about a powerful man, to speak about a powerful person, to speak about a powerful God, to speak about a man who we see as Morpheus to many of us in the conscious community, and that is our good brother AZZAZIEL Bey. Many of you may not be familiar with this elder, but by the end of this program, by the end of this eulogy tonight, because that is exactly what this is, I'm just giving you a heads up as to, you know, what it is that we're doing tonight. We're honoring a newly minted ancestor. We're honoring a giant, a literal giant who walked amongst us in the conscious community. He was here when I got here. How about that? So he was here when I arrived. As a matter of fact, we're going to skip the roll call, right? Because I know that the family is in the building from all around the world. That is something that's evident and apparent. And we're going to get right to the conversation of the night. And I'm going to begin to open up the lines because I don't want to waste anyone's time, because I honor everyone's time because it is very precious. So the first line that I'm going to open up, this brother here is a staple in the conscious community as a promoter extraordinaire, a very important element to what we call the conscious community. If we did not have promoters and people to promote us as speakers and teachers, you know, we would still be here and we would still be speaking and we would still be teaching and we would still be who we were before we got here. However, you know, the role of the promoter is very, very, very essential. Brother AZZAZIEL Bey also, he utilized the role as a promoter as well in many occasions, and he was responsible for some monumental lectures. But without any further ado, I want to open up the line for my good brother, the very own, my brother, your brother, our brother, none other than King Simon in the building. The legend himself, right?
To this day.
To this day. I might have to hook up my sound effects. I got the machine right here, so give me a minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing today, good brother?
Man, it's been one of those days, man. After hearing about our dear brother who dared to call himself the angel of death.
Yes,
that name is synonymous for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you don't study Arabia and come from the Quran, that he dared to call himself that. We knew him as Azariah, but as AZZAZIEL, yo, that's a powerful name, bro. And
yeah, it's definitely a powerful name. One of his attributes, you know, and I think that he embodied the persona. You know, he definitely was able to deliver on his title and whatnot. You know how some people are very self-anointing and self-aggrandizing, you know, and the title that they bestow upon themselves, they don't live up to it. Right. But my good brother AZZAZIEL, Azariah, you know, he is definitely he fit comfortably into all of those roles.
Yes, he did.
Our next guest that I want to bring to the stage, right? This guest needs no introduction. As a matter of fact, my next guest in the pantheon of the quote unquote Morpheuses of my life and the master teachers who were, who were there when I got here. This brother right here is a giant. I don't even think the word giant describes the impact that this master teacher has on the hearts and the minds of millions upon millions of people. And this brother is part of our good brother AZZAZIEL's contemporaries. I remember coming to New York, and these brothers were definitely on the scene, making things happen, teaching us, waking us up, breaking codes, doing research, and just showing us that there was no limit to what we had, to what we can do. They were living examples that we could stretch our imaginations and we could dare to be wise and intelligent and and still matter. So without any further ado, I want to open up the floor to our master teacher, the one and the only Baba Phil Valentine. Peace and love. Greetings.
Greetings, Baba.
All right.
Greetings.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. How are you doing, Baba? How's everything?
I'm good. I'm happy to see everybody after so long. And
Indeed. Yes. It's been a minute since we've had you over here at Know the Ledge. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry it's at such a solemn occasion, but
definitely. Definitely. I would definitely have wanted to us all to link up underneath different circumstances. However, what my intentions, right, to build this panel up of such powerful speakers, personalities, influences, and all things above, right? They call people content creators. I call us conscious creators. Brother Azariah or Azzaziel, he was also an active conscious creator. I watched him create people. I watched him, create consciousness, and I watched him mold what is known as a lifestyle of consciousness, right? Not just, consciousness through lectures and whatnot, but he afforded us the opportunity to see consciousness as a lifestyle, the same way that you have afforded us to see consciousness as a lifestyle by introducing us to your family at every lecture, right? That was the beginning of that, right? You made us feel like we were part of the family because, Bam pulled up, then your daughter will pull up, then the grandchildren is there. So it's like the village now becomes like a family, a real community.
True.
So people often have their disdain for the word community. They'll go to like the Strong's dictionary. Well, the etymology of community and what Webster has said community is, that's not what these brothers online is. But it's like people online, they approach this community that we've created as if we created it online. Right. So the disconnect is that they get introduced to this community via online or through their phones from a distance, and they don't realize that this community that we belong to was formed on the ground. Right?
Right.
Like we've actually seen each other, we've met each other, we've been in rooms with each other. 96% of the people who are a part of our network now, they don't have that privilege. They can't relate.
Yes, everything is virtual. It's funny.
Right. And this brother that we're talking about by the name of Azariah and Azzaziel, one of the main reasons why the gathering is so essential is to lionize and to edify our brother who I would say that, Azariah was so ahead of his time that he was digital before digital was digital. When you say, Baba Phil, that we are the internet and that we are technology, like he was the living example of that which you say. So people online or in this current iteration of what we call the conscious community, they're missing out on this, on the impact of what he brought to the table, because he was more present in the quote unquote real world than he was in the digital world. He didn't cross over into consciousness on the phone or in the digital realm. He didn't transfer into this realm the same way that some of us did. But that does not take away from who he is from the mud and on the ground, and the impact that he had on the culture of consciousness. Right?
Right.
It was brought to my attention by our good brother, the Kabbalah God, A.A. Rashid, a connoisseur of all things high art. And he shared with me that AZZAZIEL, or AKA Azariah, was the creator of the majority of DVD covers and CD covers that we were seeing in the day and time when covers could make a lecturer more popular or famous, where a flyer, right, if done right, could begin to create a whole mythos around you as a brand, right? Who were just teaching a lecture about, it was deep and everything, but that cover or that flyer, that artwork began to create the mythology. As a fellow artist such as yourself, Dr. Valentine, I'm not sure if people are aware of your impact or your proof of work. And his proof of work, family, is floating around right now. It's actually, I would say, a stolen piece of IP, and it's going by the name of Galacticus. Yes.
They will never. That and Eunice the Untouchable.
Right. You said who?
Eunice the Untouchable.
Right.
It actually came from a character I sent there called Reflecto.
Right.
That was
and
yeah.
I speak about the artistic capabilities of my master teachers. I saw Bobby Hemmett's art, right? And I was, man, I was blown away. I saw your artwork. I saw Ross Ben's artwork. I saw KT the Arts Degree art. I saw AA Blue Pill. Like, there's a whole gallery amongst us. And I saw AZZAZIEL's artwork. I saw Asir's artwork, right? There's a lot of us who are considered to be master artists, and we utilize the power of our imagination and, the things that are being fed to our imagination. We're able to alchemize that and create, not just content, consciousness, not just content, consciousness, because apparel is created, film is being created, music is being created, fashion is being recreated, technology is being updated and disrupted. There's so many things that are emanating from, from this black dot, right? And that good brother right there, I witnessed him play a major part in that, and in his demonstration. So can you share with us some memories that you have, or some facts that you have, or some some things about Azariah that the people would love to know about?
Well, there's one thing that most people were not aware of. The first publishing of my book, The Wounded Womb, it was he that actually did the printing and the cover. It was a spiral bound version, about maybe 200 or 300 pages. That was the first release of the book. And then, of course, the rest of the book was then added to it, brought it up to about 1,500 pages. And then I put it into a hardcover that ended up around 700 pages. So he was the one who first designed the cover to my first work, The Wounded Womb. And all of the times when there was it was the covers for the VCRs. He did the covers for the VCRs for my work, and it was always this incredible covers. It's like, wow. And I was saying serious imagination, and he did a lot of cutting and pasting, and he
Yep.
did so well
Yep.
that you couldn't tell that those figures didn't belong in that picture. You know,
Keep in mind, Doc, no Photoshop back then.
none, and that's the beauty of it.
This predates the Photoshop era,
Yeah,
and he was doing stuff that was Photoshop. It looked like it was Photoshop.
it looked like it was Photoshop, and yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And then the thing about it is, it was so interesting when he and I spoke. Denzel Washington did a movie with his dealing with his doppelganger with the name AZZAZIEL,
Right.
and
Fallen, I think.
yeah, the
Right.
fallen, right. And it was so interesting how you can parallel that to the fact that he's transitioning, not as what they call him as the super evil, because when they talked about death and so forth, he was the angel of transition.
Right.
He wasn't the angel of death, because there is no such thing as death.
Right.
Right.
So he was the one who took you through. He was actually the representative of Osiris or Osir. And Asar,
Underworld.
right, he was the underworld. He was the bringer to the underworld. The Greeks made him into the ferryman, who would then be the one who did the river Styx to take the body across. So, everybody says the angel of death and so forth. We use those words because we use them in a terminal sense, since if you deal in a spiritual sense, there is no death. And so him transiting to a new body, the one he chooses when he does come back, will be representative of him taking that journey into a menti, and then, sitting down and chopping it up with Osiris or Asir, or Isar. And then after that, choosing, which body or which consciousness time stream he wishes to return through.
Mhm.
And it's most likely to be a long time in the future, because he did his work now. And it's for him to choose the body and the time to come back, so that he could pick up on, his contract, pick up on the what we call the when you do a re-up on your contract, when you
Renegotiation.
when you pick up the option, when he picks up his option
Right.
to come back into the body, into the avatar. And so, all I know is that, he was just a gigantic mountain of a man who had this gentle spirit and this insightful information, and every time we saw one another, we had that big hug, big love, and he was a fixture on 125th Street.
Yes.
People don't know that when he and Brother Big Man were outside at the time when the university at the corner of Lenox Avenue, which was Tree of Life,
Yeah. UCLA.
UCLA, we were there, and he would be set up, and he would have all the books and the tapes there, and he'd be schooling people, teaching people,
Yep.
all the
Yeah.
young people as they would come by his table. And then every now and then, when I had a gig in Harlem, I would walk by his desk, and there was this big grin that would come up on his face. He had a smile like no other. You could tell he was very happy to see you. It was not fake.
Yeah.
Right.
It was genuine with his energy. But again, I don't see it as a loss. I see it as the fact that we're stacking the spiritual army.
Big time.
That we can call out, we can call down that help when we need it, because we're going to need it
We so gonna need it
in the future, right? This future is coming up. We're going to battle in the flesh, and we're going to battle in the principality.
Right. And we gained one with him going to the upper room, on the other side, because as AZZAZIEL, as the angel of death, he didn't, he was Darth Vader on that. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't playing like he's a gentle giant, but he came to do his work.
Yeah, he came to bring death to ignorance. bring death to that part of the temporal brain that had us locked down in our education system and in our in our religious mind.
Right.
So if it was any time, if he represented the death of anything, it was the death of the old paradigm.
Right. The death of the old, the beginning of the new.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I want to share a picture of the brother real quick. Brother A.A. Rashid sent me a cache of pictures that he had. And this one right here is Brother C. Freemanell.
C. Freemanell.
Yes. And Azariah together.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Master teacher, Bobby Hemmings, master teacher.
Yes. Yeah. C. Freeman.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the kind of information that Azariah would share with me whenever I go to his table was information that I never heard from anybody really until I would say in the last 6 or 7 years, like with the rise of the newer generation who are on like TikTok and Instagram and other places, you know, who say certain things that you can't find on Google.
Right.
Yeah, Azariah, I would definitely, you know, this is going to be a trivia question in Conscious Jeopardy many years from now. But I would tell y'all that's out there who have no knowledge about the good brother, you know, he is definitely a foundation of that. He is an icon. He is one of the pioneers and fathers of, you know, being able to juxtapose occultism, metaphysics, or science, and some other things. The same way that our good brother, Dr. Delbert Blair, can never be forgotten. Although he has a lot of sons out here and children who came after him, who, you know, who remind people of him, right? But what Delbert brought as the carbon copy, right? And what Delbert brought as the blueprint, what Delbert brought as the foundational, right? Because this whole thing about foundational Africans, or as the foundational master teacher in the realms of what he talks about, you know, it's only right that those who walk in his light acknowledge him, right? Pay homage to him. And, you know, and those of us who were students of his, we keep his name alive and his teachings.
Right.
You know, as it was given to us. Because, you know, it's so easy to be cloned on the internet these days, where your information is in snippets and people could live with it, right? And really, you know, extract all of the nutrients, extract all of the quote unquote lexicon that you use, extract all of the research, because, you know, teachers are giving out book lists, they're giving out, you know, and these people are studying us meticulously. I've been around some of the people who watch the videos religiously. They'll tell you shit that you forgot.
Yep. And I like to say, don't forget that today is his birthday too.
Yes, that's another thing that has to be mentioned. That today is his born day, Virgo, the highest order, right? This is coincidental. I had an ancestor's work. I was just about to show this picture, and then Blue Pill popped up. But
okay.
Check this out.
Oh wow! Like it is.
Come on, sit down.
Oh, so, you know, big up to Ma Jade. Me and Ma Jade been texting, but she just really can't talk. And she said, what's so interesting, Ma Jade said he came to her in a dream this morning. And then all of a sudden, you know, this is what she found out. But she don't know how he passed. She don't know none of that. So, but that's big up to Ma Jade, because she learned a lot from him. And she said she never stopped loving him, you know?
Yes. And that was a powerful segue. You know, I was going to mention the fact that where you see me at in this picture, I would often see him because, you know, my Jay was really responsible.
That's right.
For, you know, all his drip. You know what I'm saying? Me really expressing myself through the medium of gemstones and jewelry. She was really, you know, the jeweler that gave me the ability to go big and go bold.
Yeah.
And then I would always see the giant, you know, we would always kick it.
Yeah.
And then I would just always appreciate what they represented in terms of an island on the island of Manhattan, in the community and village of Harlem.
Yeah.
You know, wherever Azariah and Majay was set up,
Yep.
they magnetized an interesting blend of, you know, exotic, esoteric,
Yeah.
highly spiritual, very rare, you know, the contingency of the community. There was a niche that represented, you know, a very interesting stock. You know, that some people would say, yeah, probably considered weird, but you know, very different beings. You know what I'm saying? Like if the man who felt the earth, if he was walking down 125th Street and he met Azariah, they would be kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Azariah, AZZAZIEL was stationed in Harlem just in case Sun Ra and them came back, or whoever was like, take me to your leader, and they had to come to Harlem. You know, they would see Azariah first, and he would give them the skinny.
Yes.
So Azariah, you know, somewhere represented somebody who you knew he brought the sand from the underworld with him to the overlay or the overworld of 125th. But there was always the sand, you know, sediments trickling from the fact that he came from the other side, and then that would pop up to remind you that that's what it was. So, you know, these brothers were the duat in the overworld. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes you're not even supposed to see somebody like a AZZAZIEL in the daytime. So we should be so honored to be in the presence and in the company of a brother who showed a dedication to his work and his craft, you know, that made us all comfortable, you know what I'm saying, pouring our life force into it, because he would always be there. He would be there at standard times. He would be there with rare gems, and he would be there for a rarity of an audience and a student that they would wait for him to do what they appreciated who he is, what he has to offer, what he represents, and you know, the fact that he is a curator and a custodian of, you know, the artifacts.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a collector. Yes, he was a collector and a curator of conscious ephemera. You know, he was a curator of the culture. You know.
Good seeing you, Blue.
Oh, peace out. Peace, super timing.
Peace, family.
Yeah. Is brother AA going to join us?
AA. Yeah. Yeah, he's coming as well. Yeah, like you said, interestingly, yesterday would be the transition of Tupac, and today would be the born day of Nas, you know, Nas.
Nas, yeah.
And you know, just that twin pillar representation and energy, even the 13 and the 14. When I see those numbers, I always think of Pa, you know.
Yeah.
And this particular September, this 9th month, it's such a portal month, you know, and as we are in that portal period, that transitional period of the Queen checking out on the 9th and then being buried on the 19th, you know, we arrive between this midpoint, and we know that there's going to be a contingency of people that are going to be called to that royal council in the sky that now is going to be put in place for the new coronation of the kings and the queens on this realm as the monarchy officially comes to an end. So I know that we have a friend in the realms that we really need, who has the knowledge and the gnosis, who is a member of the craft, who will be called forth, you know, who either is going to be celebrating or kicking ass. Right. You know what I'm saying? So again, we should be so honored that we have a friend who can speak on our behalf. where he's going, and we should speak highly of him from whence he left.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
It's also very we're going to need his spiritual energy, because the man now sitting on the throne is supposed to be the Antichrist, and we're going to see whether or not he is the one that they deemed based upon their own eschatology. After the so-called queen has been put away. She died like a year ago, but who's actually counting? They had he ascending the throne at this particular time is supposed to be representative of a large or a very big ritual that's getting ready to take place. Now, we don't know if it's he or his son, but that ascension to the throne is representative of the coming of the Antichrist.
And you know what I found interesting about this King Charles? He's born the same day as you, blue and red, man.
Yes, he's the Scorpion King. So trust me
born.
when I tell you that I put him in a box a long time ago. And again, this is the showdown of, you know, he with the royal blood, you know, step forward. Is it that form of their Scorpion King? Or, you know, again, we're the chosen because we elect ourselves. So in my own personal imaginarium and my disposition, you know, these twin pillar Scorpion Kings are the ones who are coronated, you know what I'm saying, as the twin pillars resurrected 21 years after the ones fell. In New York, this time we do it on Stone Mountain after the guide stones come down, and those pillars fall on 7/6, one day before 7/7. And we know in gematria that the pillars equal ours, and ours is 7/7.
That's right.
So after 42 years of being under that suppression and that energy, with that grid lockdown, light cold lockdown represented to the planetary Earth grid, right? That electric highway, you know, now the grid gets to breathe. Now we really get to see who's who and what's what. So again, I've always been compelled to observe the narrative from my personal lens, and then I can externalize this narrative. But I know who I am in the mythos, and I know who AZZAZIEL represented as well. Right. And I know who everybody on this panel is. You know what I'm saying? So again, we should be so grateful to be part of the challenge, to rising to the occasion, to take this information to the next level when we know that it lives within us. And the kingdom of Christ is within. So,
yeah, I had to school a preacher. You know, he's talking about the three angels that were created. Two remained in heaven, and one got kicked out. I say, yeah, well, you're playing on them fairy tales. You have no idea what that means. So I didn't want to go toe to toe with him in front of his congregation, but I dropped a few things for him to think about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, about the fact that Lucifer was the first redeemer, and his twin, so-called Yehoshua, was the second redeemer. Lucifer redeemed us from the stasis of perfection and put us into the movement of perfecting. And the so-called Yehoshua came back into the garden and began redeeming us from the sense world and brought us back to reminding us who we really were, because that's why they called him the Son of Man and not the Son of God.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of times we have to make sure that we understand what all these fables and so forth that were left for us to unravel. It's supposed, you see, when you go into deciphering, you begin to start mining a part of your memory banks, a part of your mitochondrial, a part of your chromosomal bank, that the more you begin to start deciphering the codes they give you, the more you go back into that memory and bring it forward about who you are, because the flesh has buried the spirit. Mm-hmm. And it's time for the Asarian legend where we resurrect, where we come out of that sleep and Brother Azariah, and Dr. Blair, and all of our masters who came before us. They were of the Osarian group. They were the Osarian collective. It started waking us up. It started shaking that part of our dendrites and the part of our psychology that was buried for so long. So, I'm very happy to have participated in this. Gentlemen, I have a long day tomorrow. I got to get up around 6 o'clock. But it's good seeing you all again. And one more time, I just want to give, shout out and praise to the spirit of our new ancestor who is joining the realm of the great ones, Brother Azariah Bey. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your voice. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for everything that you have given. That light that you shined on 125th Street will never be extinguished, because it carries on in the hearts and minds of those who you awaken by your words and your very presence. Gentlemen, thank you very much for everything that you all are doing by carrying that torch forward.
Thank you.
Indeed, Baba. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right. Salute.
Salute.
Yes, yes.
Man.
Can we get some memories shared by you, King Simon, of our good brother AZZAZIEL? Yeah, Simon, you beat the pavement, so I know.
Yeah.
Early morning Harlem street stories that people ain't privy to.
Man, let me tell you, man. First and foremost, again, to his family. I know he had other family and children himself, and he was a former Army person from back in the day. Trained in martial arts. Him and I used to speak about that. And one of the regrets I have is, when Brother Rich had that major event, that first major event he did, I remember telling a week before, I told Brother Azariah, we only accepting, vendors, because it's limited space and we needed the vendors to pay in advance so we could lock down.
Right.
He came to the door. It was filled up, packed out. We couldn't even let him in. And I was trying to get to Rich so we could find the thing. And then he, when I said it to him, I was just I wanted to tell him, hold on to get to Rich, but he left. He sometimes he'll get into his old attitude and do what he got to do. And I asked, because my Jade was already there, but they was not together anymore.
Right.
And whatever was going on with that, they was going through their changes. But I regret not telling him to hold on until I get Rich, because the place was overpacked. It was overpacked with all the vendors. But I knew I could have probably got him in. It's just by the time Rich came to the door, he was gone, and I tried to apologize to him. He wouldn't accept my apology, and I was just. And then he wouldn't answer my emails. I tried to call him. I just regret that, and I asked the energy of the ancestors to forgive me, because I know I could have probably changed that whole energy myself.
Right.
But, because he was a good brother. He was a promoter just like me.
Right.
Just that I was another level of promotion, because he really respected that I put out flyers heavy, that I was out in the streets, winter, summer, fall, whatever. And
he was nonstop.
Yeah, I was nonstop, bro. I'm just, that's just my energy coming from those nightclubs, SOBs. We was producing events every day. So it was a nonstop classroom.
Right,
but
right.
One of the fondest memories I remember with Azariah is, being with him at Ali Muhammad's lectures, and being with him Monday classes, and of course
Wednesday class.
Monday, Wednesday, yeah, and then him doing Black Gold with my brother
Metaphysician, right?
Yeah,
Sunday,
and
that was Sunday Sunday school.
Yeah, Sunday school. Yeah, right there on 125th, and that's him and my Jay. That team was such a beautiful team to me. They was married for a good 14, 15 years, almost 20 years.
Right.
To see that, even that when it broke up, it upset me, because some of us can't even hold on to marriage for 15 minutes.
I was hurt, bro.
I was hurt too.
The community and we didn't like that.
Nah, we didn't like.
But for everybody out there that's in relationships, I I don't know sometimes if people realize how their relation, like everyone is in a relationship with you after a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you make your relationship public and people meet you as a couple and as a unit, you know, the breakup sometimes is hard on not just the couple,
On the
but
community.
also on the people that were rooting for you
Exactly.
and only know you in that light.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes we don't see two, we see one.
Yep.
And that situation with AZZAZIEL and Jade, like Blue was saying, she was the jeweler to the stars.
Yeah.
And he was the Google to the stars because he would give you the knowledge of what you were buying. She would craft a piece for you.
She would come from the dream
realm, right? And
she would give you the literal practical mythology,
the occultism,
right,
of the piece.
That's
would
right.
back up the tangibility. She would bring it from an intangible, because I would pull up on her to tell her designs for chains that I wanted, and she'd be like, "You came to me in your dream last night,
And
she would already have the piece for me." Like,
right.
That's who my J was.
Right.
Look, born November 26th, same day as
Dr. Sabi. That's right.
You feel me?
Sabi birthday, right?
She even dreamt of Dr. Sabi when he passed and said he didn't want to be buried. She told me. And I said, and then when I asked the son said the same thing. Sasa, when I asked Sasa said,
right. Because
he
when
didn't
my
want to be
J
buried.
made it, she caught up with my with my Umi.
Yeah.
With mom, that's how they forged their relationship. Because she was telling her stuff that was coming to her in dreams that only he could have known to say. So she was like, "Oh shit, this is real."
Right. So
yeah,
they were both tapped in, or they, you know, the real deal. You know what I mean? Like I said, he made occultism a lifestyle.
Yes, he did. Yes,
he did that.
That's right.
There's a lot of people that's living, you know, they stepped in that place and whatnot that he created, where occultism as a lifestyle has now become other people's brands. But I'm here to let you know, from my vantage point, and I'm sure that other people will back it up, that he is a pioneer of that lifestyle, not just the teachings. It's bigger than that.
Yeah, he was the original black magic mayor of Harlem.
Right.
Black magic mayor of Harlem.
Right. The original black magic. The original Black Herman.
Yep.
You feel me? The original Baphomet. That was AZZAZIEL. And people don't give enough respect to Brother Daoud either, who's the newly minted ancestor as well. His fingerprints on, you know, on that Dolph shit.
That's right. That's right.
Daoud was living in a graveyard.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, skulls on the altar is one thing. He was, he was, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep. That's right.
It was Graveyard and Chill with Daoud. How about that? Right. It was Daoud and Cookie, right?
The barbecue in the graveyard.
Exactly.
Daoud and Cookie, no magic, or Daoud and Cookie magic. Yeah, it was Graveyard and Chill if you wanted to be with Daoud. How about that?
That's right. That's right.
People, oh, it's Bobby and Chill, Bobby Hemmett and Chill, or, you know, yeah, it's Graveyard and Chill. That's how, you know, he was. Let's talk about the lifestyle that some of these people introduced.
Yeah.
And it's not just that, it's also the fact that he, like Blue, like with the jewelry, you walked away knowing that your piece was consecrated. Do you know what consecrated means? Mm-hmm. He was the one who was able to consecrate it.
That's right.
But Jade she's the jeweler, she crafts it, but you're wearing something magical. You're walking away with an amulet or a talisman. And it was that combination of the divine feminine and the divine masculine in them that you knew that somebody put something on that piece of yours and nobody could touch it.
That's right. That's right.
So I want to open up another line because we do have a guest in the building.
Okay.
Shout out to Urban X TV. Y'all give it up for Urban X TV in the chat room. You did. And I want to open up the line for our Moorish brother, right? Our good brother who is a world traveler And this good brother, when Blue talked about when my Jade and AZZAZIEL was set up in Harlem, they create vortexes, right? And they opened up all kind of portals that different people will walk through, right? I've seen it, like how Dr. Strange does the thing with the ring and he opens up portals. That's what they was doing on 2/5. That's what they was doing on Monday nights. That's what they would do on Wednesday nights, right? So this brother that I'm about to bring on, I seen him walk through. Nah, he was part of the portal though, and he's a traveler man. And this is one of my Moorish day ones, my good brother AZZAZIEL Bey.
Sabir.
What up, Simon?
What up, kid? What up, kid?
Sabir did.
What up,
He's
kid?
stupid, yo. What up, Red?
What up? What up?
Yo, man.
My brother.
Yo, I was listening to you, fam. I was saying the same thing. Yo, let me tell you something. It dropped, bro. When I heard that, I was like, because I'm looking at the feed and I'm like, is he saying burn sage just to be burning sage? And I'm reading more as I'm like, because I was going to go live. And I'm like, no, man. I said, this can't be real, bro. Like, this can't be like in your head. And I was like, I was trying to reach Azariah. I was just telling your brother this. I was like, I was going to hit Majade on Facebook to try to see if I can reach him because I lost everybody's number. So when I saw it, I was like, and it messed my whole video up. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was going live. I totally almost forgot everything that I was talking about. I'm so serious. And I said, anyone who traveled to Harlem, he was Harlem. I said this on 2/5. I said, Azariah. I mean, I said, I don't care if it was cold outside. Azariah would get out his truck. He'd be sitting, you know how he was sitting in the truck, outside the juice bar. You know what I mean? He would see you
in the cold.
You know, in the cold, bro.
Because I knew that. I knew that because I was on the street promoting.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he would be outside in the cold, you know, and he would stand and build with you. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, yo, I can't believe
it. He was a placeholder, planetary placeholder. Like he would make sure that you don't feel alone out there or abandoned.
Yeah, he would come out of the truck and talk to me and take some of the flags to give out and all of that, man. Put it on the stage.
Psychiatrist, right? Every vendor does not have that trait, right? You know how they say barbers are therapists and psychiatrists, right? He was not just selling products and offering services, but the brother was a brother. He would hold it. He would be there for his brothers. He was a true big homie, right?
He was.
Yeah, and he would not take sides with nobody. Like Azariah didn't take sides with right is right and wrong was wrong, brother. He didn't take sides with no one, bro.
Right.
No one. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, man, I'm lost for words, brother. But you know, my thing is like, you know, I really was numb after my son got killed, brother. I was numb. I didn't care about a lot of things, bro. I'm gonna keep it right. I didn't want to hear about no death. I didn't want to hear about nobody. You know what I mean? I was cool, and I was like,
brother.
You know, it's real. You know, but to lose good people, man, and I tell people this all the time. If you feel the need that you need to call somebody, call them, bro. Because I tell people this all the time. That I was telling your brother, I was sitting there like last week, like I want to call Azariah, you know, because I saw something. And I said I'm gonna call him, but I was procrastinating to call him. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, I don't have his number no more. Who can I call? And I was like, Majade. You know what I mean? Because Majade always hit me on Facebook. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I know they ain't together, but you know, she know how to reach him. You know, so you know, and I told you, brother, man, reach out to people, man. You feel those you want to, you know, you feel that person
call your people.
Because tomorrow's not promised, bro, to nobody.
Check on your people's job.
I do that all the time. You gotta check on.
Don't assume anything. You know what I'm talking about? Check on it when you get, because the premonition, it visits us.
Yep.
Right. Yes. People are visiting us in their dreams. Their names are coming across, and we keep putting them off to the side. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get at that person. Check on your peoples.
Yep.
So you don't have to be one of those. Oh, I had no. You know, you out there showing DMs and shit when a nigga died.
Exactly,
man.
Exactly.
If there's something pushing you and propelling you to show up and to be there, be there for your people, because people now more so than ever are needed. Genuine people are needed to invest in other people who they need that energy. I said something the other day. Okay, I got you. I said something the other day about a mountain and being able to be on top of a mountain, right? And have people from around the world come to the top of a mountain to come and see us, right? And be with us. We climbed the mountain with them, but there's gonna be times where they're gonna have to climb the mountain to see us. We ain't climbing with you. We already up there, right? And that climb right there is it was important because how long are we gonna be playing on these phones and shit? How long are we gonna be trying to interact with each other through a goddamn black mirror and a computer screen? It's no wonder we going crazy. I need human contact.
Yep.
You understand? There was so much I could do until I'm enveloped by I was around hundreds of humans. At the end of our ceremony, I think Simon was there. Yeah. We all had to give 13 people a hug.
Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy. And people don't realize, like I told Tahaka and Uncle West, I said, yo, these people came up to us and say, yo, thank us for being so positive out there, because some of them thought about taking their life. Some of them about
real rap.
Doing this last many lives we probably saved.
We saved a lot of lives.
You know how many lives we could save if we were available for people on a weekly basis? Like, do you know what people are going through?
Yeah.
Do you know the limit that social media is pushing people? Do you know that people do not know the ledge anymore? That they're ready to jump? You know how many people are tapping out because the shift is taking place? Do you know how much pain we as a collective are enduring?
And what you doing, Sabir, that traveling more, yo, I've been watching, I've been checking you out. I'll be watching.
It's tiresome, brother. I just
you know how tiresome the road is. I be on the road if the fourth day kicking, I start getting homesick, and it's down. It's a spin from there. It's a, you know what I mean. I'm on eggshells.
That's right.
If anything pushes me off of that tightrope, bro, I could go postal. You don't know the road. The road is demanding, bro. The road.
They don't know.
Jet lag, flying, layovers, the energy that you get in these airports.
Yep.
The energy that you got to get every time you get in the air. The fucking the karma. You know, you got to clear some of your karma before you take a goddamn flight.
Yo,
you're right. And you know what's funny? What Umi told me when I was in Spain, she said it was funny because she said to fly first class because you got to clear your head. You got to be focused. You know, and I was like, what are you talking about? We all gonna die together. Like if the planes go down, right? And she said, no, Sabir, I'm telling you, you got to fly first class just to get yourself together, because being on these planes for like 13, 14 hours. And when I'm going over there, bro, I'm jumping straight off the plane and I'm on the ground, like literally. And it does something to you. And I didn't know that it takes a lot out of you too, brother. It takes a lot out of you. And they said it would age you sometimes when you constantly jumping on these planes, man. And I think about Taj, man. I'll be like, y'all need to call Taj, man. Taj's 77 years old, brother. I'm telling people, reach out to Taj, man. Call him. And I try to call Taj every 2 to 3 days to make sure he's good, because it's a lot of work, bro. It's a lot. We the young cats in this. These cats were older. You know, we the next ones behind Taj and Azariah and them. You know what I mean? So.
Well, that's funny you said that, because Isaiah told me that today. We're the next elders.
Yeah, exactly. We're the next elders, brother. You know, we the next elders. And I'm like
Nova Felder said the same thing. He said, yo, man, we the new elders. And I'm like, man, don't say that shit. You know, you scaring me with that. I ain't the new elder. But
hey,
I gotta open up,
brother.
Open up the line. I want to open up the line. Now that y'all mentioned the new elders, I guess we just gonna have this bingo party right now. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm dodging. I'm young elder. I could be the young elder, but you know, that just sounds so final.
Yeah, but Phil said it on my show earlier, man. He has the hand, because he's like one of the last of the Mohicans, bro.
He lasted the Mohicans in New York, because I'm gonna tell you.
Look, who left in New York?
Who's left in New York?
Yahu's gone.
Yahu's gone. AZZAZIEL.
Transition, all of them transition, yeah.
right?
Wow.
There's a few people.
Metaphysician, is he still there? He's still there.
Yeah, Infidician's still there.
Gene Arnold, Mr. Arnold is made
Passed
transition.
away. Yep.
Brother Ben Armstead is in a hospital, in a hospice. So you never know what's going on with Ben.
Felder, like there's not a lot of it's Sinetta and
well, we still have James Smalls.
Say Smalls, Professor Jeffries is still there.
Oh, Jeffrey, yeah, Dr. Smalls, yeah, he's holding it down.
Lloyd Strayhorn is still here, so
Well, what I'm saying, what I said on the mountain when we was up there on Sunday is that we doing what we're doing for them, to make sure to ensure that legacy is always going to be what it's supposed to be. Even what we're doing out here in the A is invigorating and is helping to uplift brothers and sisters who may feel, that their city is not popping or they're not getting to, they're not doing what they need to do. They're going to live vicariously through you. So I need to go ahead, though. I don't want to say anything else. I want to go ahead and open up the line for our next guest who just pulled up and whatnot. I sent that link to you, Dizzle. It's from the March 125th. It's in your email. You should see it. You feel me? So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the line. This man needs no introduction. He is a living legend. When we take down them Confederates off the side of Stone Mountain, he's going up there with us. You feel me? My brother, you know what I'm saying? None other than Mr. Black Magic himself, the living legend, Father Rich in the building.
Yeah. Peace to the family. Can you hear me?
Peace to the family.
Yep. You're kind of low.
You're kind of low, Rich. What's good with you, man?
That microphone, turn it up.
Check. You hear
there you
go.
There we go.
I literally just got off. I did a Patreon video with the brother Rod Hayes, so I literally just got off the show with him, and I just wanted to come on here and say a few words. Shout out, peace to brother Sabir and King Simon.
Peace. What's up, bro?
Yeah, Baba Valentine was here earlier. He said peace to you too.
Okay. Yeah, and any of the family. First thing I want to say, any of the family that's watching, my channel is currently suspended for 7 days. So I think I got 5 days left. So I'll be back in about 5 days. They suspended me. Rod Hayes did a video. It was called The Hidden Black Hand That Created White Supremacy, and they said that he had hate speech in it. So they suspended me for that. But I'll be back in about 5 days. But I'm putting together some amazing things for the family. Next week when I get back, I'm gonna have some absolutely amazing shows. So but besides that, the brother AZZAZIEL, rest in power to the brother. One of the things I remember about AZZAZIEL is, you could ask him the most outrageous question in the world, and it was never outrageous to him. He'll look at you like, "Oh, okay, brother. So you're doing that now? Oh, okay, brother."
That's so true.
He's the original Google, my nigga.
Bro, this dude. The first video I seen of AZZAZIEL, I'm probably like 19 years old. I'm watching on this little ass TV, public access. That's they have public access in Manhattan. And he had on, how like Blue Pill dresses like the Pope. AZZAZIEL was dressed like a priest.
Yeah,
he had the priest collar. He had a cup and it was red. And the nigga was talking about he was drinking menstrual blood. I said, get the fuck out of here. I said, who the hell is this nigga is? I said, who? I said, this nigga crazy. I had to watch him because I'm like, what is he talking about? And the brother was deep into the esoteric information. He was deep into metaphysics. He was deep into the occult. And his imagination, nothing stopped his imagination.
No.
Nothing. You could tell he never got his imagination never stopped as an adult. No. And it was good having that energy in Harlem. Harlem was a place where the masses had to come to get a lot of information. And what was so dope about 125th is that you had Sarnetta by the Apollo, and he was like this fiery energy. You could go a little further down, you had the Nuwabians. A little further down, you had Brother Big Man. Then you go a little further down, you got Azazel with the esoteric and the so-called spooky weird stuff. So it was like
and the Nation of Islam was there. The Nation of Islam was there.
Right. It's
so
almost like traveling through the
like
chakras.
yeah, like how the internet, you could go on different YouTube channels. We had different channels on 125th. We could go to Azazel channel, Sanetta channel, Big Nation of Islam. Yo, it was a crazy era in Harlem. And as I look back, I appreciate being a part of that so much. Yo, that was amazing to be.
The Hebrews was there. The Christians was there.
Everybody.
The crackhead was there.
Everybody. Yo, it was 125th was something when it came to consciousness. But Azazel represented big time for the
yes, he did,
esoteric community in Harlem, and he taught us a lot. And he taught me specifically not to be scared to be what they call weird, to get into the stuff that because a lot of us we be like, we don't want to talk about UFOs or I seen a ghost or I seen this or I engage ask questions about sex magic. Like you can ask him anything.
You saw what he used to make, right? Y'all saw what he used to make, right?
Yeah.
With the penises, right?
Yo, I was on 125th, son, and they sold somebody up. They were selling shit in a glass, petrified shit in a glass, and it was all spiritual. It was petrified doo doo.
Yo, it was for real, dude. That was a 2/5 or something, man.
Yeah, Azazel, there was no limits to his imagination, and
he was a real niggas.
Real niggas.
He bought a lot. He bought out a lot of the Matrix books. Remember the Val Valerian, the Matrix books?
Like he would have the rare to find books and artifacts. Like he was a connoisseur. That's why I say again, Azazel was a conscious lifestyle connoisseur, right? If there was a museum for consciousness, Azazel would be the curator of it because he was artistically invested into the community. Mm-hmm. Like he designed the DVD covers and he designed the flyers. And I'm talking about this shit is history because he wasn't doing it all the time. He wasn't doing it late in the game, but he had these classic covers. And Brother Rich knows, and I even Sabir, because we all know, all four of us on this panel, there was a time when we all sold DVDs, right, as intellectual property, and we knew that there was a specific thing. There was a formula that went to the DVD game, and the DVD had the ability to be super lucrative.
Yo,
I'm talking about you could clear thousands of dollars a day. By pushing consciousness.
That's right.
That was the real pushing fee.
I still have the DVDs to tell you the truth. So oh yeah, I still got it. It's packed up in this garage. But I remember as Azariah sold me a DVD on how to massage a vagina right. most powerful DVD I ever seen.
Right, but vagina massage. I bought a DVD. Oh man, no! Listen, you want to get R-rated, nigga? I got a DVD from him. About how to make a girl squirt.
I got
I had my girl go. Woo.
Those two right there, those two with Jade and him.
Yep.
Yo,
remember Montauk Chia? Remember the whole thing with Montauk Chia with the semen retention.
Yes,
that was coming from Azazel.
Yep.
Pascal Beverly Randolph and whatnot. That was coming from Azazel, right? He was dealing with esoteric shit. Look, Bobby was getting influenced by Azazel.
Yeah. Big time.
Bobby was influenced. Azazel was the one who was giving Bobby a lot of the edge. Yeah. And taking them into places where he found Hanuman and some of the Indian deities. Not to say, but because C. Freeman L was both of their, let me show you. The master teacher this was both of their master teachers.
C. Freeman L, baby.
C. Freeman L.
Yeah.
Old Chisel.
That was the dude right there, boy. He was taller than a mug, boy.
Yes,
That brother was tall right there, brother.
So this is about getting a history right about of something that's happened monumental in this community. What about the Violet Flame?
Yeah.
Right? He was the one who brought that whole shit. He was selling the motherfucking Violet Flame necklace. And he was running around Harlem talking about, wait, what? What you said? Hold on.
Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I think, yo, Salnetta's called. Salnetta, what's up, man?
Yo, King, AZZAZIEL ain't passed away, right?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about on KTL radio right now. Yeah, we're on live. We're hearing your voice live now on KTL.
Oh, you know how I found out? Somebody put it in my chat, and I'm like, hold up. Is that AZZAZIEL?
Yeah.
Man.
This is like over 20 years, man. People don't realize. They think this is like 5 years. 10.
We on AZZAZIEL Bey is on, Brother Rich is on, and the KTL family is on right now. We on their show right now talking about it. I don't know. Majay don't even know, but Majay, Majay is no longer with him, so she don't even know. She just know he came to her that morning, and that's when she found out. She dreams good, so she know how to pick up on things.
Damn, he was healthy, man, strong. What the hell?
I don't know, brother, but we online now, but we'll talk. All right.
All right, man.
All right. Peace and love, Sal. All right.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? People say he was healthy, but see, it could be other things though, man. We don't know, fam. I don't even know, man. Tomorrow's not promised.
One thing I want to say, just to be a little transparent, is I wish we learn as brothers and as sisters. I wish we learn how to resolve our grievances or differences before it's too late sometime. And I say that to say the last time I haven't talked to AZZAZIEL in years. And the last time I seen him was at an event at St. Francis College. And he got I remember he was vending, and I believe we told him that we was telling all the vendors that they got to pay. And I think he wanted to pay at the end or something. I forgot exactly what
happened. He was supposed to pay early like everybody else, but he came to the door and we didn't have no more room. We had sold out. But
that's what it was, the room. All right, because you was taking care of the vendors. I didn't know.
Yeah, I was taking the buildings.
And I know the brother left kind of mad that day.
That's what I regret.
I haven't talked to him since then. I reached out to somebody to reach out to him probably a couple of months ago because he was on another brother's YouTube channel that I seen called Galactic something. So I was like, I told this a Spanish brother, I forgot his name. And I was like, yo, reach out to AZZAZIEL. He was like, yeah, I can reach out to him for me. But I never got a response. So I figured the brother was still upset.
He was.
It's just a shame that, sometimes that happens, and then the brother's gone and you wish you could have, talked to the brother. But, no hard feelings at all toward the brother. And, I wish there was more room that day, but King Simon was taking care of the vendors, and it wasn't. I don't know exactly what happened. But
what happened? We could have made. I was waiting for you because I wanted to make that last decision because we was packed to the gills. We was packed. We couldn't even hold no more.
That was the gathering of the masses with Asir, Panic.
Everybody was there.
Asir, and who was it? Asir, Panic,
it was busting at it.
And Phil.
And Phil, yeah. Oh no, it was. If the fire department seen that, they would have shut it down. We was like this or there. Like it was. I've never seen it. That was. It
was packed.
Yeah.
And he didn't pay before because he was supposed to pay, but he didn't pay. And I think him and Marjada was going through stuff already, so she already paid for. She always used to pay up front. Like
yes, she did. Yeah.
And that was it. That's what I said. I regret that. I regret. Not finding a room or space for
somebody in the chat said the Galactic Talk with Taino. That's the show, the channel. That's the channel that I seen him on. Taino is the Spanish looking gentleman, I think, but that was the show that the brother, his most recent videos, if you want to check it out, is on that. The Galactic
They
Talk.
said his last interviews was on Magic Lacrosse page.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I know it was on Galactic Talk, but I'm not familiar with Magic Lacrosse, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
They said he had something wrong with his leg.
Yes, Sex Magic was one of his primary. That was one of his strong points that he taught a lot about sex. So a lot of the Sex Magic movement has permeated TikTok. Instagram and other corners of the community. This brother was a pioneer, right? A pioneer. He ushered in different teachers like the Peter Moons, Montauk Chia, because remember even the DVD racks, Brother Rich, there was a biasness in terms of information.
Yes, he did.
I'm not saying that there was a biasness. We, the melanated teachers, were filling in so many cups, right? And it was at one point where there were so many titles that were out just from black teachers that we didn't have time to watch a Peter Moon. We didn't have time to catch up on what Montauk Chia was talking about. We was watching Eugene Adams talk about blacks in Asia. I remember watching that shit. Nigga, that shit blew me. I fell off the sofa. Blacks in Asia, and they were showing us on the walls of Cambodia having parties. And 500 years later, that shit.
That was one of the illest. That was one of the illest DVDs.
Of that time, that was the Hidden Colors. That was all of the volumes of Hidden Colors. It hit in that series right there.
Yes, it was.
But AZZAZIEL brought. He was giving us Indian information. He was hitting niggas with like Hindu teachers. You know what I'm talking about? He was giving us the European teachers. He was giving us the Asian teachers. I think he even came with the Japanese dude with the water.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The what's the anarchist handbook? A lot of that wayward shit, that's all Azariah, y'all.
Yep. And spiritual jazz. He loved music.
Exactly.
Jazz.
Yes,
Gave us that type of.
I just want to say that with the untimely demise of Big Man,
yeah,
and the untimely demise of AZZAZIEL now, right? From an esoteric occult standpoint, the hourglass has been turned upside down. Right? Harlem, the curtain is closing on Harlem of that era, right? The National Black Theater is no longer there.
I was messed up when I was in New York. I couldn't believe that, bro. I was like, hold up. I had to back up to go back to see. I was like, wait a minute, this is gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
They're gone, bro.
Right.
And that's a shame. It's all that money that was flowing through those places, man.
But that's like the slave theater in Brooklyn. And that was it.
Right.
Not
just that money, but all of that energy, all of those
energy, the people. We had people around the world at the National Black Theater, bro.
Yeah.
Around the world.
Yes,
coming in.
Right. Coming in. Literally on Mondays, Wednesdays, and on weekends.
Yep.
They was flying in on just to go to class.
Just for class.
Right. And on this show, I often talk about the hidden hand of people who are not camera whores, but they were instrumental in the building blocks of the community. I give Bambaataa his credit when I speak of that, right? The people who put things in place to help our those of us who are in front of the cameras, who are the camera whores, they help, make things easier. You know what I'm saying? Azariah was a behind the scenes master. There was not a lot of shit that was going on that this man was not. He was the counsel. When they say elders for counsel, youth for war, he was the counsel and a coach.
Yes, he was.
I seen him coach a lot of young dudes who was inside of his consciousness, like all over the place. He would help put them, in a proper setting and whatnot, because he would be able to subscribe or prescribe what kind of. He was good with that. Rich was good with that as well. Rich would know what you need from the rack and whatnot. It was like a diagnosis.
Yeah.
Heal certain ailments. Oh, now here, you need some fill in your life. Matter of fact, when you finish with that fill, take that Bobby right there and get back to me next week. AZZAZIEL would have like a special fucking case for certain niggas that he'd be like, here's your special pack right here.
He was a Virgo. He was a Virgo, right, King?
His birthday's today, yeah.
Wow, it's today?
Today.
Yeah, today's birthday.
And inside of that pack, it would be like Brazilian, the Brazilian Butt Volume 2, Brazilian Greasy Butts Volume 2, with some Bobby Hemmett.
Yeah, he died yesterday. He died yesterday. You know, because yesterday was Brother Rock's birthday too, who passed on earlier this month.
You know what's funny? I just as y'all talking, I was thinking of
Anthony,
man,
right? Tony, they used to be with Sonetta.
Yeah.
Rock. Dr. Felder.
Yep.
AZZAZIEL. This is all 125th Street. Big man, right? And the fact that Big Man or Azariah, who are walking libraries because they were here before we got here.
Yep.
Right? They know they have a vantage point and they have stories that shoulda, coulda, and needed to be shared. Some of these people are irreplaceable. Can't give us another Azariah. You can't give us another, another Dawood.
Nope.
You can't give us another big man. So Sister Burke, big man, Brother Dawood, right? The sand, the time glass is being turned over, right? Your story has to be told. For all of the elders that we have out there amongst us, it is imperative that we extract all of the data and the information and the stories and the light, right? And the jewels that they have to share with our people. They we need to hear their evolution, their origin stories before it's too late.
But most of these brothers still have their women that are still alive. That know the stuff.
And also what's important moving forward that I see, and something that it's apparent, is that some of us who belong to families that are not conscious, right? We have to put something in place where our quote unquote our life's work is our art, our sciences, whatever books we wrote, whatever books we working on, whatever the fuck came out of our nation. It's imperative that we assign somebody the rights to it when we make our untimely demise, right? Our works. We need a museum at this point. If we had museums, if we had an institution that would function like a museum, then we would not have to worry about people's lifetimes works being lost because of the fact that it's not living on after them. Like, I don't know if people understand how important of the amount of the collections that this man has. You know, the collection of books of Dr. Benz that was turned over to the Nation of Islam, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Right. But not to the conscious library or the conscious museum that will really have, but to the nation. So it just shows that the work that needs to be done is in the realms of preserving, right? Something that's priceless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man. Brother Azazel, man. Rest in power.
Yeah, man.
Travel with the Ancestor.
So we're going to close it out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to close it out. What's important, and you wasn't here earlier, Rich, I just stated, I wanted to state intention. And intention is to have this man's name and his legacy and what he stood for and his works to be introduced, because there's people that's going to be introduced to him today for the first time.
For the first time.
The first time, and all I would ask from y'all is keep his name alive.
Yes, sir.
And become an honorable student of his, because he does have work out there. You just have to you gotta find it. You gotta be diligent.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, be the new elders, y'all, in case nobody told you.
I thought you said you wasn't, bro.
I thought you said you wasn't.
I thought you said you wasn't, bro.
I have to say it, man. It just hit me just now that we all.
Yay, brother! You can't deny it, brother. We made it. I mean, that's it. We there. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
Got to get there. You got to get there. That's all I want to say.
I accept that assignment.
Me
like
too.
I told the people on my live the other day, I'm here. I'm in this forever. I mean, like you know how you see people come and go in this consciousness thing. They be around for 5 years and you never see them. Like I'm literally gonna be here forever, yo. There's no getting rid of Brother Rich, Father Rich. I done evolved to Father Rich. I'm Black Magic. I'm, you know, I might have a new name in 5 years. Who knows? But I'm in this forever. So, and I felt as though when you come from that era, you have that energy with you. AZZAZIEL had that energy with them. Sarnetta has that energy. There's certain individuals where, you know, they're going to be doing what they do forever till they leave this realm. So even if I say I become the biggest music producer in the world and I sell 5 million records, Brother Rich is still going to be interviewing people, and I'm going to have the biggest metaphysical platform ever. Like no matter what else I do in life, I'm still going to be doing these metaphysical interviews. And that's the energy that brother carried. And I think that's what's missing in this generation, this internet generation, is that they don't have that forever energy with them.
Because it's not truly in them.
Yeah.
It's not truly in them. And I look at Taj like that. I told Phil and Simon this. Taj is 77 years old, brother. And you see Taj, he got energy like a 25-year-old. I'm going to be real with you. If you look at Taj, people think, they really thought Taj was in his 50s. I said, younger, man. Taj's sons are in their 50s. I said Taj is 70.
I didn't know Taj was 77. I didn't know that either. Wow.
He's 77 years old, man. He's been around for a long time. But his energy, you would never know because of his energy, the way his energy is. And when you talk to him, you know, you be like, damn, bro, you ain't tired yet? Like, and he'll go for hours. And he's another person, you know? So I talk to him.
Him and Kaba and them will talk for hours. Professor Smalls, Jeffries. You get let Jeffries stay on. He will go for days.
He's another one I got to call too. Like I said,
I call him and his wife.
I got to call Jeffries, man.
Hold on, yeah. We have a special guest in the building real quick. I got to open up the floor to a living legend, another one of the pantheon of the gods, who is a pillar in this community and has contributed so much and has some very heartfelt things to say about the good brother AZZAZIEL. So without any further ado, I'm going to open up the line for my brother, your brother, our brother, the one and only Black Dot.
What up, Dot?
Dot.
Peace.
Peace. Also, I want to say, Black Dot, before you speak, my brother Shabazz, he's training and finished off his martial arts. He can't make it, but he says he only have fond memories and high regards to our brother AZZAZIEL, and that's what brother
Shabazz.
I spoke to Shabazz tonight.
Yeah, he couldn't make it on.
My heart is heavy, man.
Yeah, man.
My heart is real heavy because Azariah, he was my Morpheus into the occult realm. And I always tell a story. I'm walking down the street and he's on Fordham Road. This is in the Bronx. And everybody is peddling stuff to me as I walk by. And I'm like, but this brother never said one word. He just stood there. So you know me, I stopped. Like, why isn't this brother selling me? Because many are called but the chosen and few. And the chosen few are those who choose themselves. So when I got to his table and saw what he had laid out, and he started building, he sold me a cassette tape. This is how far we go. This is 95, 96.
Cassette tapes, man.
I still got cassette tapes.
You said 95, 96?
95, 96. He sold me a cassette tape of Bobby Hemmett, the Egyptian mystery system. And the rest is history. I was working for Transit at the time. I would spend my whole check with Azariah. I would go get C. Freemanel's Total Astrology. I was coming out, you know, with so much stuff, and not to brag, other than Clemson Brown, Azariah, and maybe Big Man. At one point, I had the hugest collection of VHS tapes and cassette tapes. I just gave mine out to so many people who needed them. But my conversations with Azariah was so advanced. He opened me up. There were no boundaries as you guys were speaking about his conversation and his wealth of knowledge. And, you know, so he was so important and integral in what we do. And we are the new elders, Red Pill.
Tell you.
Right? With that, it's going to become a great level of responsibility because now we're the custodians of something we may never see again in life. We may never see this type of information disseminated the way it was to us ever again. So it is our duty and responsibility to uphold it, to put petty beefs aside, to make sure that the next generation has something, a foundation to stand on, and it is what it is. So with Brother Rich, Sabir, I miss you. I love you. I haven't seen you in a while.
I play your joints all the time, brother.
I know you play your joint. I heard. And so you brothers are very intricate and very important. And like I said, my heart was aching so hard when I heard that, because I just reached out and gave him a happy birthday shout out. You know, I know he's a Virgo like me. You know what I'm saying? And Rich, when is your birthday?
17th, Saturday.
Coming up.
I know we all lined up, so I said, let me. And then when I saw your post that he had made the transition, and sometimes, like Sabir said, you don't have to be sick. Sometimes your work here is done.
Yeah.
And once the work here is done, it's just time to transition. So we always wonder, how come this person was in the health and he passed? Well, you don't think they was going to stay here forever, did you? Mm-hmm. So once their work here is done, they transition and they elevate. So sometimes we don't need reasoning for that. You know, so just
Dr. Africa told me that. He would say, I'm tired, King. That's what he told me. And in the next few days, he passed. In the next few months, he passed. I was like,
absolutely. What more could Dr. Africa say? What more?
All right. What could he have write? What?
Right?
11 books.
Azariah has left a plethora of work here. It's nothing else to say. You know what I mean? So, and so shout out to Majid. I do know once they separated, he really didn't seem the same as much.
No,
he didn't. Inward as Virgos do, and he didn't verbally express the pain he was going through. So, and that's no slight on the sister, because I love her too. This never was the same to me. At that point, I could tell that was the love of his life. And then, so to his family and everyone else who he has touched, I'm just shook, man. So, I just wanted to spend some time to honor him with these words. He was the real Dr. Strange in my life. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So glad to know him.
Yeah, man.
That's right. 125th, boy.
They don't even know the history of 125th.
And some of the pieces he sold me, bro, and that Violent Flame, and he put me on to mind control and how to use your own magic in every shape, form, or fashion, and the sexual stuff that made me a little uncomfortable. You kind of like, what? And he with a straight face, like, nah, brother, this
straight face,
He'd be like, God damn, man. And you go home to wifey and be like, well, this is what the God said. I mean, this was the ever-going thing, and I love him, man, and I'm gonna miss him. And back to Sister Bert, Big Man, Brother Leon, all the ones who, in the Dempsey Theater, and so many different places that I was able to grab that knowledge. I'm grateful. It changed my life.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Wow.
Yeah, we could also learn, like we mentioned Majid, and for those who know Azariah, when you think of Azariah, you think of Majid. When you think of Majid, you think of Azariah. So when they split, it kind of like, it was like I don't know. I'm trying to think of the show. The fuck is this show? I forget. But it was like something was missing.
Yes.
And what it can teach you is that to value your mate, because sometimes your mate gives you your purpose in life.
Yes.
You may think if your mate may not do nothing, but they give you that purpose. Yes. And once that mate leaves, you may not have purpose anymore. So we gotta value our significant others in terms of that, because they give us that drive to get out there and be the warriors and the kings that we are. I get out there and I want to conquer because I know what I got to come home to. Yes. Now, a man that comes home to nothing, he doesn't have that same fiery heart as a man that has something to come home to, a wife and children. So so many lessons to be learned in all of these instances of people passing away. and that's definitely one of them as well.
That's right. No, you're right. I mean, again, you know, sister, she did text me and she said she was too emotional, and she said she still loved him.
Yes, of course.
You know, and you can't. You're right, Majade. As you, yes. I mean, I remember one time I had him at Nicholas, both of them, and you know, he did a little workshop, and he just said, "You want to find the original language? Just go." That was like original. That's something that just came out of the realm. It's just something.
He ain't read that shit nowhere. He ain't read that nowhere. He ain't read none of that. That's what we need. Yep.
That's like a baby trying to talk to you. When they trying to talk, that's the original tone. What you gonna get?
Yes. Absolutely.
I love that workshop. That was so funny. And then he would tell you to just laugh. Everybody just started to laugh. And he was the one that showed me the balloon metaphysic balloon thing, where he had to stand up and put it in helium and write a name of the person that hurt you the most, and then send it out and watch it until it disappears.
I teach that to this day.
Me too.
Children and sons, write it down, let it disappear, watch it move from your life, because it's all chaos magic.
Yep. AZZAZIEL, man, we love you, man. Thank you, man.
I love that brother, man.
It's real, man. Damn, my brother.
Red,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy solar return, Doc. But tell your mom I say happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah, say so. Yeah, right.
Tell your mom happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy solar return to you, bro.
Yes.
Now, if anybody finds out any about the funeral rites, please let's stay linked up. You know, because I'm in New York City still, and I definitely will go down and pay respects and represent for those who can't make it, who represent our mindset. So just kind of keep me posted on that.
Knowing him, he probably just want to be burnt and then sprinkled in a graveyard, man. Knowing him.
So, somebody found the old picture. No.
Wow.
He didn't, Phil. He found the old picture when we was out there on them cold days.
Yeah, them days could be cold.
Oh, happy early solar return to you too, Rich.
Yeah, Rich.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Dude. Yeah, man.
That's crazy. He put out the old picture. You made me want to go find my pictures with him.
Hey, Sabeh, you got that picture with me and Dr. Khalid, man. I remember you sent me. I can't find it, man.
I gotta find those pictures, man. I got so many pictures, bro. Yo, I gotta dig through a lot of pictures, man. But
I'm gonna depart, brothers. I love you all.
Me too, brother.
Posted. Thank you very much.
Me too, brother.
Peace,
I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all.
I'm gonna go too, y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. I'll talk to you later on. Dot. I gotta get your number again. So try to get it from Pill or send it to Pill to Pill. All right.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, y'all. All right, Rich. Peace, Sam.
We're gonna talk.
Peace, Simon. Peace, Pill. Peace, y'all.
Peace, family.
Queen Elizabeth II died, quote, peacefully Thursday afternoon at Balmoral Castle, the Queen's privately owned property in Scotland, surrounded by her family, according to a statement from Buckingham Palace. Fans of the royal family gathered outside Buckingham Palace on Thursday to show support for the monarch. A double rainbow could be seen over the palace.
television created these milestones of her monarchy. The first coronation to be televised and be watched by millions around the world. It was the first great global television event. So somebody at the BBC convinced them to do a documentary film. It was called The Royal Family. It was the first real glimpse of them in their family environment. And unfortunately, instead of it being sort of this candid and warm milestone in television history, what it actually did was to break down